Hey everyone, this is Megan Huber and it is Thursday. It is 5 o'clock. It's time for our Facebook Live show. Welcome, welcome. If you are joining us for the first time, make sure you introduce yourself in the comments. And I want to hear where you guys are tuning in from. Like, where are you in the US? Where are you around the world? What city are you tuning? I was going to say dialing in from, but we're not on the phone. Where are you tuning in from? Let me know in the comments. And if you're catching this live, let me know. If you're catching the replay, just let me know by putting in hashtag replay in the comments below. I know a lot of you do like to watch the recording of these. I do them every single week on Thursday at 5 o'clock. So make sure you put that in your calendar. This is the only place where I do these trainings. I don't do them anywhere else but right here live every single Thursday at 5 o'clock on topics that you all are asking for. We keep these topics really focused on business because most of you here are either in the beginning stages of growing your business or you may already be scaling your business, and we've got everything in between. So if this is your first time joining us, welcome, welcome. I'm so glad to have you here. Again, my name is Megan Huber, and they call me the Business Acceleration Mentor, BAM for short. Essentially, I'm a business strategist for women entrepreneurs, and I help you grow your business. I help you create and launch your online programs in a way that is done with more ease and more simplicity. So I have a certain launch framework that I teach people so that you are not having to invest tons of money up front on team, on paid traffic, Facebook ads, really fancy complex funnels, tons of email sequences, tons of landing pages, tons of sales pages. The number of times that I have heard women entrepreneurs talk about a failed, flopped launch, those days are over. So that is what we do here at Structured Freedom. And I'm super happy to have you here. Again, mark your calendars because I do a live show for 30 to 40 minutes every Thursday at 5 p.m. Eastern right here inside the Structured Freedom for Entrepreneurs Facebook. It's the only place I do them. And if you've got some colleagues or some peers or some friends and they are a service-based entrepreneur growing a business online, they can really be at any stage of their business, invite them to join the group because there's tons of value here. There's lots of resources. I'm not the only one that you can get tips and value and connections from. You've got 1,016 other people right here that you could be communicating with right here inside this group, asking questions, posting your wins, posting your celebrations. I really want you to see the Structured Freedom for Entrepreneurs Facebook group community as a place where you can come in and check in, connect with people. This is your space. Obviously, I have a no selling, no promotional policy except for what I'm putting out into the world. So make sure that you are following our Facebook rules. So let's dive into our content today. Oh, two other things I want to say. I just have my notes here. I'm checking them. I just wanted to make a couple of announcements. I also have a podcast with my husband, Shawn, who's a certified high performance coach, among other amazing things that he does. We just released episode 45 today on iTunes, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, milehighradio.com. You can go check it out. Today's topic was on how to integrate your work and family life, summer life, play and pleasure, kids in the summer months. How are we integrating business and life during the summer months? Because there's vacations, there's trips, there's more movement, kids are home from school, but we're still running our business. And I'm actually on a 10-day trip at the beach right now. Shawn's back in Florida. I'm in North Carolina. Our daughter is somewhere else in North Carolina with my parents. So that was our podcast episode. There's really great stuff that we put out there. It comes out every Thursday on iTunes. So go check that out. And last announcement, and then we're going to jump into the content. I promise. I am going to be hosting a 5-day free workshop, Launching Made Easy, right here inside this Facebook group for you guys. It's going to start the week of August 19th. August 19th is a Monday. We're going to hold it at 7 o'clock. I will post all the dates, all the times. You're going to be able to register for that in the next couple of days by Monday at the latest. This is going to be better than probably most of the programs that you have paid money for. It's that good. There's a workbook involved. So make sure you tune into that. I'm going to be talking about it a lot in this Facebook group leading up to it. So you get yourself registered, you get that workbook, and you attend live. It's called Launching Made Easy. It's going to be fantastic. So if you are just joining us, say hello. I see Renee. I see Shari, Jessica, Jesse, Robin, Lonnie, Daphna, is that how I pronounce your name? I love that. Kylie, Elizabeth, hello, hello. Elizabeth, what's up, girly? Yes, I see you. Okay, so let's dive into today's content. It is all about how to naturally get and hold the attention of your ideal clients every single day. Again, I have my notes right here because if you know me, you know I can like get off on some tangents and tell stories and talk about lots of other things. So I want to make sure I stay on track. So before I dive into my 6-7 points that I have here, what's really important for everybody to understand is that before you ever get to the place of a paying client, there is an entire client experience that goes on. There is an audience member experience that you're taking people on. So before you even get the attention of any human being, they are a stranger to you. So before we can ever move somebody into, I'm a paying client and I am in your program and I'm working with you, before that ever happens, before the sale can happen, the first thing that has to happen in terms of that client experience is we as the business owner, you as a business owner, it's your job and it's my job to get people's attention so they will even pay attention every single day. That's our job. So it's my job to get your attention so that you actually either show up to this Thursday, 5 o'clock, Facebook Live weekly show, or you watch the replay. It's on me to make sure I'm doing a good job of getting your attention. It's not actually your job as the audience to get your own attention to come show up here live. That's my job, right? I don't make offers on this Facebook Live show. I'm not asking any of you to work with me on this weekly show. My number one job is to get people's attention and get you here. So that's the first thing that's really important. What I see happening is a lot of business owners are just jumping in their minds to, I just need to make sales. I need to make sales and I need to make sales today. And they start doing things that skipping the number one thing, which is you haven't even gotten people's attention yet. We haven't even moved people from stranger to they know that you exist, to they are like starting to follow you and pay attention to you, to then maybe they join your Facebook group community or wherever you have a community. Now they're consuming some of your information. Now they kind of figure out if they like you, if they kind of trust you. They're going to show up for a little while. Then one day they might opt into something you're doing for free. They might show up to, like I'm doing a free 5-day workshop. There will be brand new people coming into this group for that. And then they may or may not purchase from you down the road. But every single day, part of your job is, what am I doing to get people's attention today? And when I say that, look, everybody can get attention lots of different ways. It's really about, what can I produce today? What can I share today? What can I ask today that is in alignment with my body of work, my passion, the results I say help people achieve when they work with me, and what my ideal clients are going through today, what they're thinking about today, where they're moving in the future, whatever they're frustrated with. You're really tapping in and you're asking yourself a different set of questions when you're planning your content, when you're planning your programs, when you're planning your conversion events, when you're showing up every day. We don't want to jump to, well, how can I make a sale today? Because if you're thinking, well, how can I make a sale today? Then you're actually skipping over like 15 steps. And we know that we can't skip the steps. So this is also just going to not just help you get and hold the attention of your ideal clients every single day. It's going to actually help you increase your conversion. It's all about the attention first. So I just wanted to make that distinction. All right, I want to jump into some points here. So point number one is that it's not that most people are failing at what they are attempting to achieve in their business, whatever it is, whether it's to generate a certain number of one-on-one clients, or if it is to sell out a group program, fill an event, take people on an international retreat, be successful in your business, right? It's not that most people are failing. It's that people are quitting way too soon. People are throwing in the towel. They're saying, this doesn't work. That doesn't work. I tried it once. It didn't work. I'm tired. People aren't buying from me. I'm not making the kind of money I want to make. And people are quitting way too soon. So my first point is, it's not that you're failing at something. It's that you're quitting way too soon. So if you would just keep showing up, Keep building the relationship. Keep producing epic content for people. Keep connecting with others. Keep making offers. Keep improving, adapting, tweaking, repeating, duplicating. Over time, it's all going to pay off and it's all going to work in like spades. So number one is don't quit. And you really have to embrace and embody the attitude of never giving up, never quitting, and showing up no matter what. Because here's the truth, here's the deal. There is never a point where me or you are going to get to a point in our business where we have quote unquote made it. And what a lot of people mean when they say, I want to make it, I feel like I'm just on the edge, I'm about to make it. When am I going to finally make it? And guess what? That time is never going to come, because even when you and I are making $10 million a year, we have not actually made it. And people have this weird I think people are just misguided that all the problems go away. Everything becomes so much easier. They don't have to work on marketing and sales anymore. They don't have to do any of those things. And they literally just get to coast. They get to take their foot off of the gas pedal of the two things that run our business, which is marketing and sales. And that's not true. Problems are never going to go away. People are always going to ask for their money back. Team members are going to quit. People are going to be mean to you. People are going to talk bad about you. Like all those things are going to happen. You're still going to have ebbs and flows financially. You're going to have good months. You're going to have not good months. You're going to have good years. You're going to have not good years. You're going to have great launches. You're going to have not so great launches. You're going to produce things that fall flat on their face. You're going to produce things that are freaking epic and you can't even believe it actually worked. That's just the journey. It's always going to be like that. So be very fierce and relentless about giving yourself the experience that you desire to have, and be okay with feeling and experiencing the contrast, which is basically the good and the bad, what you want, what you don't want. That's all part of the living experience, and it's part of the business experience. So stop beating yourself up and getting so bent out of shape because you're not where you want to be yet. You haven't made it yet. Also, people are giving up way too soon. You're quitting too soon. It might take you 2 years, 3 years, 5 years before this business thing becomes a well-oiled machine and money's consistently coming in. You've got your marketing systems in place and they're actually functioning and working, sales systems in place and they're actually functioning and working. It might take that long. So don't quit, keep going. All right, number 2, how do I naturally get and hold the attention of my ideal clients daily? Number 2 is constantly cast vision. And if somebody will actually take notes in the comment section, we're on number 2. If you can just type it in so people can see that really easy, I would so appreciate that. Number 2 is constantly cast vision. Why do you want to cast vision? A, you want to cast vision for yourself. And B, you want to cast vision for your audience, your prospects, your ideal clients. Why do we want to cast vision? Well, if you think about yourself and anybody who you listen to, who you follow, who you keep going back to, and I'm not just talking about other people who you're buying programs from, anyone who you're following, listening to, they're making an impact on you, and you're like a raving fan. Those people, one of the reasons why you're doing that is because they're casting vision. You know where they're going. You know what their vision is. You know where they are headed because they are verbal about it, and they're constantly verbal about it. They don't just say it one time and that's it. Number 2, they're casting vision for you. And here's the truth. None of us sitting here, and I think we could probably all agree, we are not going to follow someone and commit time, effort, attention, and energy and our money to someone who is not casting vision. If I don't know where you're going and I don't hear that from you and you're not casting vision for me, then I'm not really sure where you're going or where you're taking me, or if you can even get to where you think you want to go, or I certainly don't think you can get me to where I want to go. So number 2 is be very vocal and be visible and cast vision. People want to be a part of something bigger than themselves. We all want to be part of a movement. It's a sense of belonging. It's also a sense of a higher status. When you think about the services that you're offering and the programs you're offering, nobody wants coaching. Nobody wants a program. Nobody wants a self-study course. Nobody is looking to like hire you so that they can have 12 sessions of coaching with you. People are buying a system. They're buying a process. They're buying a framework that you have designed that clearly, obviously, simply states where your prospect is at right now, where they desire to be, and the steps in between point A to point B that you have already figured out, that you have already proven to work with yourself and with others. And you've designed that out, and you're going to link arms with them, and you're going to take them, I call it from Pain Island to Pleasure Island. That's what people are saying yes to. They're saying, yeah, they want your system. They want your steps. They want your process. They want something similar that you have. And because you're displaying that you have it and you're casting vision, obviously they think you figured out how to build those steps to get them there. They want the result. That's what people are buying. They want a result. Be specific, be obvious, and be really, really clear about that. So number 2 is cast vision for yourself and for others, and be very vocal about that. Look, I'm not joining anybody who isn't casting vision, because if they are not clear on their vision or their vision for their community and their business and where they're taking us, it's questionable. All right, number 3, your number 1 priority is building relationships. So what are you doing every day in your business? It's pretty cut and dry, honestly. You are inviting people to join your vision. You're inviting people to join your community. You're inviting people to come to the table. I'm inviting you to be right here, right now. You are in this Facebook group. I've built a place for you to come, and I am putting things out there that are serving you. I'm giving you what you want. This is called nurturing. So I invited you here. You came here to this Facebook group. So that's one thing you're doing every day, inviting people to the table. You're getting their attention. You're inviting them to come somewhere and belong with you. Number 2, you're nurturing those relationships. What are you doing every day to nurture the relationships? If you pay attention here, and I know if you're here right now, you're watching what we're all doing in this Facebook group. I'm in here every single day. I'm posting every day. Some of those are actually, just so you guys know, some of those I pre-write on Sunday, because I do all my writing on Sunday and planning on Sunday. That's when I do all my strategic thinking. Some of those are scheduled, but usually 2 a day are scheduled, sometimes 3. Usually 2. But throughout the day, as I have thoughts, because I'm constantly thinking about you, I'm thinking about this community a lot throughout the day, and I'm asking myself certain questions, and I'm really observing a lot of what is going on in my own world, in the world of my clients. I don't know if you noticed, but I popped on earlier today for an impromptu about 20-minute conversation because of some things that my clients have been going through. That was not pre-planned. That was not part of my grand strategy. I got out of the shower and I was like, I have to press record. I had to press play right now. I've got to record this. I have to show up for them. So some of what you see in here every day is scheduled. 50 to 60% of it is not pre-scheduled though. Now I know the topics I'm talking about for the week. So I'm not really going off in another direction and talking about something that's super off the wall, because that would be weird. I'm doing these videos. I'm commenting on everybody's comments. Some of you were talking in private messenger. That's nurturing. I'm putting content in here that's valuable for you. And it's helping solve your problem. And it's helping give you some insight on things, right? That's nurturing. And the other thing is making offers. So that's also getting the attention of your ideal clients. Those 3 things: inviting them to the table, come join the group, nurturing those relationships every single day, and making offers. So number 1 priority every day is build relationships. Last thing I'll say about relationships, one of the best pieces of advice I've ever gotten from anybody is this. And if somebody wants to type this into the comments, that'd be great. Build relationships with people before you need them. Now, let's just look at that from a business perspective. If you decide all of a sudden you want to make a new offer for a program and you want to put it out there, but for the last 3 months, you haven't really been focusing on building relationships frequently and consistently, guess what your results are going to look like when trying to fill that program? And then we're clamoring and we're like reaching out to people, and that's when all the desperate energy comes. Build relationships with people before you need them. All right, number 4, if somebody wants to type number 4 into the comments, and we're talking about how to naturally get and hold the attention of your ideal clients daily. Number 4, I've already alluded to this, but number 4 is build a place for people to gather and serve as a huge resource for them. So my example we are doing right now, and you are in it. This is a free Facebook group. I created it, started it. I've built it to where it is today. I've maintained it. I'm sure it could be much bigger. But when I first started this second business or rebooted my coaching business, I had just a few decisions to make. And one of them was build a place for people to come and gather. Build a place where I could have many people in one location. I could learn everything I possibly could about them. I could get to know them on a personal level. I could ask them questions, find out what they want, and I could position myself and the community, the people in the community, as a resource for my ideal client in the area in which I am serving people through my business, but also just connecting other human beings who are up to similar things in the world, who could be supporting each other, celebrating each other, lifting each other up. The majority of my business has come from this Facebook group right here. But you got to build it first. You've got to create it. You got to build it. So one of the things that probably 90% of my clients do, I do have some clients and Facebook is not their gig, but 90% of my clients have Facebook groups and they are building relationships in those Facebook groups and they're selling out their programs because they have a Facebook group. I teach people how to leverage their Facebook group, minus all the complex other things that everybody else wants to go do. And I've done it without a website, with hardly any sales pages, hardly any landing pages, no list, right here. And my clients are so shocked, they'll kind of fight it for a few months. And then finally, when they create their Facebook group, I've got messages the last few days, 79 people in like 48 hours joined my Facebook group. I had a client who you guys are going to get to hear from soon, hopefully. She has been in business for 8 years. She started a Facebook group for the first time ever about 5 months ago. 30 days later, she launched her first course that she had launched in 7 years, and she oversold it. And there were less than 175 people in her Facebook group. She sold 24 spots into a course, and she is currently launching her third program. Facebook group. Build a place for people to come and gather where you can be showing up and speaking one-to-many just like this. You could literally be launching your programs inside of your community just like that, over and over and over and over again. Also, I put the majority of my time, attention, and focus in terms of marketing efforts right here inside this Facebook group. So I'm not spending like 5 hours a day in it, but what you put your focus and attention on is going to grow. So I am here every day getting your attention and holding your attention, and more people are starting to pay attention. I want you to do the same thing. Number 5 is somebody could type this into the comments. And if you have questions or you have comments, I want you to put that in. I want to make sure I can get through this. Again, I can go off on a tangent, and then I'm going to answer some questions if you have them, and we'll have a little bit of dialogue. All right. Number 5 is ask people questions that let you know exactly what they want as it relates to your area of expertise. This reveals what you can do for them. If you can deliver, people will give you a chance. Let me say that one more time. I have it in my notes so I wouldn't forget it. Ask people questions that let you know exactly what they want. This reveals what you can do for them. If you can deliver, people will give you a chance. So one of the things I learned when I worked with one of my mentors, Adam Urbanski, a couple of years ago, he taught this method and it works phenomenally well. I teach it as well. And he did this for years. He's had a business for 20 years. And one of the things that he taught us, and again, it works so well. Let's say that you are like a web designer, or you're doing like done for you services. Maybe you like build landing pages and you like build funnels or something. I'm just using this as an example. So what you can do is go find 5 people who you have prospected as ideal clients, and you could go review their funnels. All you have to do is go find the link that takes you to their landing page, go opt in. You see the landing page, you see the thank you page, you'll get the confirmation email. And you go through it and you study it, you analyze it, and you could go ask them and say, hey, I just opted into Yada. I just have a couple of questions for you. Do you know what your conversion rate is on your landing page? Right? So you're asking people questions. And let's just say they say, well, no, I don't actually. Do you know how much money, like what your return on investment is from whatever you're doing to drive traffic to the landing page? And let's say they say, oh my gosh, like, no, I actually don't know what my ROI is specifically. So then I could say, well, would you like to know? If I could show you how to increase your conversion rate on your landing page and increase your ROI, well, help you get clear on what it is first, would you be interested in that? And they would be like, of course. So you could go create you could go analyze their landing page, basically analyze their funnel, and go put together a 10-minute video on exactly what you would tweak and change so that they could increase their conversions and increase their ROI, and give it to them for free. This is what most people aren't willing to do. So you need to, though. If you're out doing that, how many people do you know who are willing to do that? Let me go work for free for 30 minutes. Go review it, sign up, make some notes, record a 10-minute video. And let's say your service is $3,000. I will go build out 3 funnels. We'll test it. I'll tell you exactly what to put on it to increase your conversions and your ROI. Would you want that for $3,000? Well, not everybody's going to say yes, but you are going to get clients out of that. You have my attention. A, you reached out to me. B, you opted into my landing page, analyzed it, asked me really smart questions that I apparently don't know the answers to. You're asking me what I want. And I'm then asking you, well, can I go give you some tips? And if you like it, we could talk about doing business together. Then you go spend your own time shooting a 10-minute video, telling me what to fix and giving me answers. It's going to be hard for people to say no to, sure, if I could probably make $30,000, if all I'm going to do is invest $3,000 and you can save me money, increase my conversions, increase my ROI, sign me up for that. Where most people are kind of missing the boat is they're not making themselves available, nor are they willing to go there. And that's what I said earlier. My point number 1 is most people aren't failing. They're just quitting because people are just leaning back. I actually believe in leaning forward. They're leaning back and they're just expecting people because they say they're so good at what they do, and you might be so good at what you do. And I do believe that you are so good about what you do, but people should just be coming and buying from me. I shouldn't have to go do all that. No, people should just come buy from me and pay me $3,000. I'm sorry, it doesn't work that way. You might need to go prove that you are actually good at what you say you're good at and produce some results if you haven't yet. And that's the kind of stuff, eventually you may not have to do that anymore, but you may have to, who knows? So ask people questions. So I want all of you to come up with, your expertise, who your ideal client. What's a question that you could ask them? So I'm kind of already talking about number 5. I'm talking about number 5 and 6 point. So number 5 is actually ask them a question. Just ask them what they want. People will tell you exactly what they want. What is the one thing that you want right now? What's the one thing? So don't just say, oh, what do you want? Because if somebody says to me, well, I want to be able to parent my child better. Well, I could teach you how to do that, but that's not what my business is. So that's like an irrelevant answer to me. I want to know what you want specifically as it relates to growing your business, as it relates to launching in a more simple, easy way that's actually going to produce results. So I'm going to craft my question in a way so that I find out what's the one thing you want from me as it relates to my area of expertise that I know I can deliver on. I want to know what that one thing is. Now I'm going to go produce it for you. I'm going to go create it for you. I'm going to go build a program for you and I'm going to put it in front of you, right? That's all you need to do, but you need to do way more of that and be very clear, simple, and obvious. Number 6, I already said it was more asking questions, but I want everybody to craft. So this is like the next layer of after you ask them, well, what do you want? Then come up with some questions that are going to reveal to you that your prospect, your ideal client, doesn't actually know the answer to. So it's what I said earlier. If you're someone who does done for you services and you build out funnels, find out if your prospect knows what their conversion rate is on their landing page. Find out if they know what their ROI is. If they don't know, which most people don't know, oh, insert yourself right there. Like you've got it right there. What else? Wait. Oh, I have an example here. Okay, let me look at my example because I knew I had one for a health coach. So if anybody's a health coach in here, I did it for you. All right, so let's say that you're a health coach. What are those 2 questions that you could ask? So if you're a health coach, ask people what foods their body is most sensitive to. So if you're prospecting, you could ask people, and this could be one-on-one or it could be in your Facebook group. It could be anywhere. Ask people if they actually know what foods they're sensitive to, their particular body makeup. Most people have not done that testing to find that out. So that could be one question. So basically, you are sparking interest. Now you've got people's ears, they're listening, and they're verbally stating, I have no idea. Then you could ask them, like, what minerals or vitamins are you low in? Are you low in vitamin D? If it's a man, are you low in testosterone? Are you low in vitamin C? Are you low in yada, yada, or yada? Most people don't know. So most people are going to say, I don't know. Then you can say, well, if I can show you what foods to eat specifically for your body type and makeup so that you get into the health and physical condition you desire, would that be something you want? It's that simple, guys. That's how you got my attention. You're asking me smart questions that I'm not thinking about, that I don't know the answer to. And you are presenting yourself as someone who could potentially give me the answer. Is that something you would want? Why, yes. Now you've got me. You've got my attention, and I just said yes to you. So the other mistake that people are making, and this is just being misguided, is the first time you're asking people to do anything is to buy from you. You've got to ask people and get yeses and commitments from people so that the first time you ask them for something isn't buy from me. That was an extra bonus tip. All right. And our last point number 7, if somebody wants to put this in the comments, and then I'm going to see what you guys are saying over there. Number 7, how do I naturally get and hold the attention of my ideal clients daily? Honestly, everything is about you. It's you. It's your energy. It's your attitude. It's your posture. It's your tone of voice. Think about yourself as a consumer. If you're tuning in and listening to someone, whether it's on a video, a podcast, an audio, getting on a sales call with them, whatever it is, and you hear, even if you don't realize it consciously, if you sense doubt in that person's tone of voice, if you sense like a lack of confidence in that person's voice, if you sense like a timid, shy in that person's voice, you're probably not going to listen to them much. And you might still tune in, but more than likely you are not going to buy from them. If you want to get people's attention, you want to have the right posture, a tone of voice that says, I am here, I am a leader, I am strong, I'm empowered, I'm confident, and I actually have what it takes to cast vision and take you where you say you desire to be and challenge you every step of the way. And that there's nothing like, meanie pot about that. But if you look at who you've purchased from, if you look at who compels you from your own buying experience, you are captivated and drawn in. You are attracted to a strong leader, whether it's male or female. I know everyone who I've ever purchased from, I purchase things from people, at least in this industry, who I see actually a stronger leader than I am. I will not buy from someone who I think is not a stronger leader than me, who has doubt in their voice, who looks like they're not confident in their facial expression, in the sound of their voice, and how they're expressing what it is that they do in the world. So part of it is you showing up as your most empowered, confident, strong self. She is not outside of you. You do not have to go out there and find her. You do not need anyone else out there to validate for you. You just have to tap into her and let her reveal herself and show up and keep moving forward. So at the end of the day, I probably could have just shown up here and said it's you. Really, that's it. Because all the other things that I stated won't happen unless you are showing up as a confident, strong, empowered leader who can display that you could actually take people to where they want to go. So those are your 7 tips on how to naturally get and attract the attention of your ideal clients daily. Does it take work? Yes. Do you have to show up every day? Yes. I don't care how much money you ever make, you are still going to have to do it every single day in some way, shape, or form. Even if it's pre-recorded, it still has to be done. So I want to hear your feedback. I want to see what your questions are. What are your takeaways? What are your action steps going to be? Let's see it. All right. Hey, Shari, what's up? Hey, Renee. So excited about that 5 days. Yeah, I'm so stoked, you guys. I'm super stoked to do Launching Made Easy the week of August 19th. I cannot wait. I've been working on it for actually like a couple of weeks. So I'm super excited. Yes, you got it. Oh, Daphne. Yes. Excellent. Thank you, Elizabeth, for typing in the notes. Best advice, build relationships before you need them. Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, that really is our job, is to build relationships. Yep. What you put your attention on grows. Yes, yes, yes. Ask people questions. Yep. Thank you so much, Elizabeth. Thank you, Bethania. Is that how I say that? P.S. This is a great time live for me. Thanks for the afternoon, evening. Yeah, we're actually going to go live at 7 p.m. Eastern time for our 5-day workshop that we're going to do. Yes, I look for leaders and people with authority, especially in such a noisy market. Anything less, pass. Exactly, right? Like, if you guys just talk to each other, you would find out your own friends and peers. You're not, somebody who isn't a strong leader is not captivating your attention. But remember that you are a strong leader. So show up in the way that you know what you're attracted to. You guys know you say yes to other strong leaders, whether you're buying their books or listening to their podcast for free or attending their live events. It's a strong leader. It's you. Like, you're not sensing doubt in that person's voice, or you certainly wouldn't be giving them money, right? And that doesn't mean you don't get to be doubtful. Like, I experienced that. So don't take that the wrong way. It's pronounced, Batanya. Batanya. Thank you for that. Awesome, you guys. Well, this has been super fun. If you have any questions about this topic that we covered or anything that you heard, post it in the comments. I always go back and check and respond to those. Mark your calendars. I show up here every single day. Oh, I'm here every day. Every Thursday at 5 p.m. Eastern time. I do a Facebook live show here only in Structured Freedom for Entrepreneurs Facebook group community. You are in the right spot. Invite your peeps who are growing businesses right here, especially if they want to be part of the 5-day workshop that will be starting on August 19th. I also released a new podcast episode today with my husband, Shawn Huber. We talked about how to integrate life and business during the summer months. And that came out on iTunes, Stitcher, and iHeartRadio today. It's 30 minutes on the dot. You can go listen to that. Be sure to share it. Be sure to leave us some feedback, rate it, download it. Let us know what topics you want to hear. And I will be back next week. Let me see if, okay, there's some more comments here. I'm just going to stay on. Lonnie, I'm all for giving and helping to build relationships. I've always done this. What happens with the takers, though? Those that just want to have your free ear and never commit. At what point do you cut that string, and how do you professionally move them into your paid products? That's a really great question. I mean, here's a rule of thumb, and I've learned this. I've done like everything under the sun. I've made a lot of mistakes. I've done things the way that they didn't work. I've overgiven. I've done all that stuff. So I can certainly speak to this. So one of the key things, and I'll say this as well, this is actually something else that needs to be stated, especially for those of you who you already know that you want either to work with a coach, join a group program, buy a course, whatever it is. And in fact, if you are growing a business, that does need to be something that's in your budget, right? A mentor shared with me, I had a mentor tell me this last year, and I'd never thought of it this way before. And she said, everybody has the money. They just don't have the money allocated for the program. So everybody has the money for coaching, for the group program, for the course, for the whatever, for the membership site. Everybody has the money. They just don't have the money allocated for the coaching program. So if you know that you're looking to join something in the next couple of months, which, by the way, I have something coming out. You will hear about it in August. We start in September. So get your budgets ready. They just don't have it allocated for that. So if you're a business owner, budget for that. That's the number one investment. And it's the first investment I made when I rebooted this business. I invest more money in my own coaching than any other thing in our business. And it's allocated for that. I already have it figured out. It's always there. So I did want to state that. Number two, okay, now let's get into Lonnie. So here's the other thing when you're making choices about who to work with. So I get a lot of questions that are very personal right here in this Facebook group and email. And people will ask me questions about them and their business and my suggestion and how to help them. And I really live in the land of strategy. So if you work with me or you listen to me long enough, I am really big on structure, system, simplicity, strategy, and support. So where most people are going wrong is they're looking at all the tactics, and they're deploying tactics, but they have no strategy. And strategy is higher level. So if you're not talking strategy first and you're going to the tactics, that's why it's not working. So I actually can't give people specific advice at all for them and their business. It would actually be a massive disservice to you. And it's actually pretty unethical for me to sit here and think that if somebody asked me a personal question about their business and the direction they could go in, should go in, and the decisions they should make, and you posted it in the comments, and I felt like I could give you like a 2-second answer, or even like a 5-minute answer, just like this, A, it's unethical, and B, it's a massive disservice to you, because I need to have a conversation with you. I have, as a strategist, the way my brain works, I need to probably ask you like a series of a lot of questions. I've got a lot of poking to do. I have a lot of prodding to do. I have a lot of excavating to do, because there's so much that is being unsaid that I don't get in that one question to even serve someone. So part of it is most of us cannot solve people's problems or move them in the best direction or right direction for that individual if you're not able to actually have a two-way back and forth conversation with them that's fairly lengthy, so that you really know what's going on underneath the hood. So that's part of it. And that really, Lonnie, I think should take you off the hook. So I used to think back in the day that if I showed up here and answered everybody's questions and like gave them everything they needed and literally wrote out 10 paragraphs, or if I got on calls with people and I told them everything, or I made them feel like I told them everything they needed to know, that didn't feel good. That is not a good energetic exchange. And it's also not a smart move on my part or the other person's part, because there's no way I can dive into all that. So that's part of it. Know that there's so much information you don't have from people unless they're in a committed relationship with you in your programs. Look, at the free level, and you guys hear me, right? Like you guys who are here, like you show up. If you're tuning in, maybe your first time, but there's, you guys have heard me long enough. Even when my client said this the other day, she goes, you're not really saying like, you're saying a lot of the same thing. I was like, yeah, I know, because part of marketing is repetition, but I'm also not getting into nitty gritty anything. Like in order for you to actually get insane level results like my clients get, you've got to be in my programs. Because when someone says yes to you through their time and through their money, they are giving you permission to go deep. They are giving you permission to challenge them. They are giving you permission to push them. They are giving you permission to take them to the depths. I can't do that here. I can't do that at the free level because I don't know people well enough. I don't know the intricacies of them well enough. I don't know the life and business variables. There are so many things I don't know. It would be unethical for me to try to think that I could show up here and answer everybody's questions to the degree that's necessary for them to go off and actually get incredible, life-changing, transformational results. Now, you could take these 7 things I just gave you and you could go apply them. And could you go get results? Absolutely. But there's not really anything like insanely specific that I just distributed here. I hope that makes sense. So this is a bit more, I'm giving you the higher level concepts. If we were working together, we would actually customize it, personalize it. I would have my eyeballs and ears on everything that you're doing, kind of thing. That's a very different way of working with people. And for you to do your best work, people need to pay you for that. That's just the way that it is. So I hope that partially at least answered your question. But Tanya, I like your energy. You're in my top circle to consider when I hire mentors again. It's a small circle. Yeah, me and you both. I can tell you know your stuff. You're modeling all your information is also great. Super cool. Yeah. Amazing. All right. Well, it's 5:45. I kept you guys here long enough. So I thank you so much for being here. I love it. I know not everybody can be here live, but I love the energy that you guys bring. I appreciate so much that you are engaging and participating in the comments, that we're having two-way conversations. You can even be talking to each other in the comments over here. I appreciate your presence here. I so honor you for building these amazing businesses. And yeah, it's an amazing journey. And I will see you guys back here tomorrow, just inside the group. And we'll be back next Thursday live at 5 o'clock. And be on the lookout for Launching Made Easy, which starts the week of August 19th. It is totally free. It's a 5-day workshop. And we're going to take all the complexity, chaos, and confusion out of launching so that you are well on your way to actually filling your programs again and again and again without the craziness. All right. Have a good night, everybody. Bye.